Good evening and welcome to Sunset News. I am Glenora Shipura, bringing you news, community stories, weather, economic news, and much more on this Sunday evening. Getting into the news tonight, the 37-year-old woman who was arrested last week for allegedly raping her 9-year-old son in the village of Ongenga in Okaku constituency will be sent to a psychiatric evaluation. The woman was denied bail by Magistrate Lloyd Munyangano in the Ondangwa Magistrates Court, where she appeared briefly. The woman faces a rape and assault charge, and her case has been postponed to the 13th of May this year. Her name cannot be revealed to protect the identity of the survivor. State Prosecutor Johanna Shiweta requested the court refer the accused person for mental observation in terms of Section 77 of the Criminal Procedure Act. The woman was only arrested on Monday after the minor informed one of the neighbors who took him and his mother to Okaku Sub-Police Station, leading to her arrest. Oshana Police Inspector Frida Shikole said preliminary investigations suggest that the suspect, who is the biological mother of the child, would undress him and play with his reproductive organ before inserting it into her vagina and would instruct him to make movements. Shikole said on separate incidents the suspect used firewood to burn the minor when he refused the sexual activity with the mother. She said the victim was burned on the cheek and has more than one visible scar as well as some wounds which have healed. In our next story, a renal dialysis update from the Health Technology and Infrastructure Management Directorate shows that the Health Ministry has so far spent a total of 24.5 million Namibian dollars towards dialysis services. A Namibian Sun probe found that 4.5 million Namibian dollars was spent on renovating a dialysis unit at Oshakati Hospital and 2.9 million Namibian dollars for the construction of a facility at Katutura Hospital, with works completed and equipment installed, according to Health Ministry's Executive Director, Ben Nangombe. An additional 7.3 million Namibian dollars was spent on the construction of a facility at Keetmanshoop Hospital, with completion scheduled for June, and 9.8 million Namibian dollars going towards the construction of a facility at Rundu Hospital, which commenced in February, with practical completion scheduled for October, said Nangombe. He further stated that they have also scheduled construction at Katima Mulilo Hospital, with the costing finalized and the bidding document and submission made to procurement for advertisement. We also plan on taking dialysis services to Walvis Bay. The preliminary designs have already been completed, with the cost estimated being finalized based on the design. Nangombe said that tenders for Gobabis and Mariental district hospitals were advertised and awarded. They are now waiting for the contract signing. He further emphasized their efforts to expand and modernize public health systems to respond to public needs, countering the rise in kidney-related diseases in the country. The dialysis services are part of our plans to bring services closer to the people and cut the 50 million Namibian dollars expense the government spends on private centers per year. Now, more patients, a Namibian Sun probe directed at nephrologist Dr. Glenda Kalunga revealed that there is an influx of patients visiting dialysis centers. The specialist from the Kidney and Dialysis Specialist Center said this is not only due to an increase in kidney-related diseases, but awareness from dialysis centers set up to curb the concern. Kidney-related diseases have been largely undiagnosed over the years due to their non-specific symptoms in the early stages, which can make their progression insidious. As a result, individuals may only become aware of their kidney problems at a late stage when it's harder to mitigate the disease, the doctors said. Dr. Kalunga advised individuals to always go for checkups, as despite being a non-communicable disease, early screenings means a better treatment and in most cases, no need to go on dialysis. Dialysis treatment costs are hefty. We need to focus on prevention, screening, and early treatment to arrest the disease and reduce the cost burden, the doctor said. The Oshikuku Town Council has repeated its promise to providing affordable housing solutions for ultra-low and low-income earners, saying no one will be left out without proper housing. Oshikuku Town Mayor Julia Njambi made these remarks recently at the handover of 23 plots to members of the Sheikh Dwellers Federation of Namibia. Njambi said the allocation of these plots marks a significant step forward in the ongoing efforts to ensure that all residents have a place to call home. She said the town council is actively working towards bridging the gap in housing affordability and accessibility within the community. Njambi added that council remains committed to making sure that when the town gets land, they ensure that certain number of erven are reserved for the Build Together program and the Sheikh Dwellers Federation beneficiaries, respectively. To date, Oshikuku Council has allocated 62 erven to SDFN, in addition to the ones handed over on Thursday, and all has been developed. A decent housing is a basic human need that needs to be met for one to be dignified. Although Council is committed to avail affordable land to meet such a need, it is faced with numerous challenges to do so. Unavailability of land for Council to service, limited financial resources to service land when available at an affordable cost, a shortage of internal capacity to meet the demand of land delivery targets, high input costs of land servicing, she further said. Njambi said Council has adopted a stance to rededicate itself to the provision of affordable residential erven for the next 5 years, as envisioned in its soon-to-be-launched strategic plan with the theme, Let's Go Home. Statistics from the Namibia Qualifications Authority show that the organization has so far accredited a total of 69 institutions to date per their first council meeting held on the 7th of May this year. They indicated that the review is done every 3 months. A Namibian probe directed at the incorporation of green hydrogen courses at university institutions revealed that NQA has started with preparations to ensure readiness in accrediting institutions that will be offering the course in Namibia. With most employers now asking for an NQA report during recruitment, NQA's communications manager, Lina Ndengu, encouraged academic qualification holders to submit their qualifications for evaluation to avoid this inconvenience. She said the evaluation process takes 30 working days, subject to the completeness of the application and availability of information. They've also adopted an accreditation developmental approach that takes between 3 to 6 months. Evaluation is aimed at verifying the authenticity, legality, and validity of the awarding body and the specific institution. NQA offers this service for free, Dengu noted. The only reason for a student to have their training certificates evaluated in South Africa is if they wish to enroll at an institution in South Africa, which requires to have their qualifications evaluated by the South African Qualifications Authority, she further stated. Now, she indicated that the NQA is well aware of the presence of the institutions fraudulently using their name to lure unsuspecting students, as unaccredited institutions remain a critical challenge. They reiterated the need for amendments to the current legal framework, empowering them to effectively close unaccredited institutions operating in Namibia. Economic news follows after this short break. Getting into our economic news, Namibia has achieved a significant milestone in its agricultural sector by attaining a 55% self-sufficiency level in local vegetable production. The country has also reached a combined total of 45% self-sufficiency in the local production of agronomic and horticultural crops, according to the Namibia Agronomic Board. This accomplishment is a result of the combined efforts of smallholder farmers and large-scale commercial farmers. The achievement underscores a reduction in the country's reliance on food imports, particularly for stable grain crops such as white maize, mahango, and wheat, which has experienced substantial growth to 50% in a good rainy season. This growth is primarily attributed to collaborative efforts between farmers and agro-processors through industry marketing agreements to enhance crop production, market access, and overall sustainability. Notably, this achievement stands in contrast to the fact that 15 years ago, Namibia's self-sufficiency rate was merely 5% for horticultural products and about 20% for agronomic crops. A celebratory event was held in Zita Mutumba village in the Zambezi region. Zambezi Governor Lawrence Sampufo underscored the current market shares of the region, noting that it accounts for approximately 7% of white maize and 25% of mahango grains. However, he pointed out that Zambezi's contribution to horticultural crops is relatively low, standing at less than 1%. He further urged farmers to leverage the region's fertile land and favorable rainfall conditions in order to positively contribute to the national food basket, capitalizing on the untapped potential for horticultural crops. Sampufo emphasized the importance of participating in the market share promotion scheme, encouraging farmers to capitalize on this initiative for enhanced market opportunities. The NAB facilitates import restrictions during periods of sufficient local production to protect local producers from competition with cheaper imports and promotes food self-sufficiency as a sovereign state. This is done in line with the Market Share Promotion Scheme, Special Controlled Product Scheme, and Grain Marketing Scheme. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.55, against the euro at 20.31, against the US dollar at 19.07, 2 Namibian dollars and 63 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and copper, along with Brent crude oil, went up while platinum went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.29%, going for $87 and 42 cents per barrel. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our story of the day.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
In our story of the day, Namibia Media Holdings and the Chinese Embassy in Namibia on Friday donated 9 boxes of photocopying papers to 3 schools in the Kavango West region, namely Nkama Goro Combined School, Levi Hakusembe Secondary School, and Himara Lithete Secondary School. The schools received 3 boxes each during the donation, which took place at the Kavango West Education Directorate's office in Nkerenkuru. In a related report, Benita Kayoko, representing the Oshikoto Region's Education Directorate, expressed her utmost appreciation towards the Namibia Media Holdings and the Chinese Embassy after the 2 stakeholders donated 9 boxes of photocopying paper to 3 schools in the region. Now, the donation handover took place at the Oshikoto Education Directorate offices in Ondangwa. The initiative is extended to all 14 regions. Let's take a look.
My name is Benita Kayoko, representing the Directorate of Education, Oshikoto Region. We are hereby appreciating Namibia Media Holding and the Chinese Embassy for the donation to our 3 schools. Chinsabis Combined School in Oshivelo, and then we have FK Mbadeka in Onyulai Second, and then Okashana Primary School in Omfea Second. We really appreciate this donation, and we really see that the 2 companies are appreciating or acknowledging the Sustainable Development Goal, particularly Goal 4, ensuring quality education, and also Goal 17, which strengthen the partnership. We thank you very much.
We want to give stamps of appreciation to the company and the Chinese Embassy for the aid. As a school, we are going to do better upon receiving the resources. We thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nangolo. Thank you very much, Mr. Nangolo, on behalf of your company. We really appreciate your support, more than the word can express. So from the bottom of our hearts, I'm doing it that way because it's very rare to get donation of this nature. So thank you for your generous contribution. I think this one it will make an impact, and we have our mission and vision realized to achieve our goals as a directorate and in education in particular. Regards to the company, they shouldn't end there. We are still looking forward. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Kenya.
Yeah, thank you very much for the company or the donor. I can proudly say we appreciate greatly for the contribution that you have made, especially if you invest in education. Yeah, that's not a loss, but you are building a nation. And then for us, I can say, for you to give this kind of a donation, it's something that can make it easier for learners to interact with the information. This is the way for them to express themselves, to elaborate more on worksheets. And this can even supplement on what they can get from textbooks. When teachers simplify things, the only way for this to materialize is when we have photocopy papers. I think this donation is very accurate to schools.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
2 Japanese Navy helicopters carrying 8 crew members crashed into the Pacific Ocean during a nighttime training exercise. International news coming up after the break.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our international news, 2 Japanese Navy helicopters carrying 8 crew members crashed into the Pacific Ocean during a nighttime training exercise after possibly colliding with each other, killing 1 person, the defense minister said on Sunday. Now, rescuers on Sunday searched for 7 others who were still missing. The 2 SH-60 patrol helicopters were conducting anti-submarine exercises on Saturday night near Torishima in the remote Izu Island group of the southern coast of central Japan. Defense Minister Minoru Kahira said rescuers spotted what are believed to be part of the aircraft in the sea, and we believe that the 2 helicopters crashed. At this point, the cause is unknown, but firstly, we do our best to save lives, Kihara told reporters. Hours later, Kihara told reporters that the crew member who was rescued was confirmed dead. A Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force JMSDF vessel conducts a search and rescue operation at the site where 2 JMSDF helicopters crashed into the sea during a training exercise near Torishima in the remote Izu Island group of the southern coast of central Japan. In this photo released by Kyodo. Now, he also said the ministry discovered the flight recorders in places close to each other, and so the possibility is high that the 2 helicopters collided. The flight recorders are being analyzed. Chief of Staff Ryo Sakai of the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force told reporters as officials are interviewing the crew of a 3rd helicopter that was joining the drill but was not involved in the accident. Communication with 1 chopper was lost at 10:38 p.m. off the island of Torishima, and 1 minute later an emergency signal was received from this aircraft, broadcaster NHK reported. Approximately 25 minutes later, at about 11:04 p.m., the military realized that the communication with the other aircraft was also lost in the same area. The Mitsubishi SH-60K helicopters from the JMSDF are mainly based on and operate from naval destroyers. Getting into our next story, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei thanked the country's armed forces for their operation against Israel and called on them to ceaselessly pursue military innovation and learn the enemy's tactics, according to Iran's official news agency. How many missiles were launched and how many of them hit their target is not the primary question. What really matters is that Iran demonstrated its willpower during that operation. Khamenei said Tehran attacked Israel on April 13th with more than 300 missiles and drones, saying it was in response for Israel's deadly bombing of its consulate in Syria on the 1st of April. On Friday, explosions were heard in the Iranian city of Isfahan in what sources said was an Israeli attack. Tehran said it has no plans for further retaliation. The United States is expected to issue sanctions on Israeli military unit, the Netzahal Yehuda battalion stationed in the occupied West Bank. Israeli Minister of Education Yoav Kish joined Israeli officials in expressing his outrage against the possible measure. He said in a statement on X, Israel will work to prevent these, adding the sanctions would be a grave, outrageous, and a disappointing mistake. One of at least 2 airstrikes overnight on southern Rafah killed 13 children and 2 women who were all from the same family, according to Gaza hospital records. We must stop this fighting immediately and bring an end to this conflict, the British Secretary of State for the Commonwealth, Tariq Ahmed, said in a post on X. At least 48 Palestinians were killed and 79 others injured in the past 24 hours, it added. The death toll is likely far higher, with thousands of bodies believed buried in the debris of destroyed buildings from Israeli strikes. Let's now take a look at our weather predictions. Katima Mulilo can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. Oshakati can also expect sunny weather with a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. Handys Bay can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 17 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Oranjemund, Ariansvlei, Luderitz, and Keetmanshoop can expect some partly cloudy conditions. Rehoboth can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. After this short break, we'll be back with more Sunset News. Let's get into the world of sports. Christine Bomber was not successful in Nairobi at the Cape Kino Classic Athletics Meet on Saturday as she took last place in the 100-meter race. The women's 100-meter results recorded Gina Bass as the winner with a time of 11.33 seconds, while Hamida Basant came second with a time of 11.51 seconds. Bomber in last place recorded a time of 12.32 seconds. This was the athlete's first race following a 2-year hiatus due to the regulations set by the World Athletics, which required the athlete to reduce her blood testosterone levels. Words of encouragement continue to flow, with fellow Namibians encouraging the track darling to keep training and not lose hope. Memory Ngwanda's brace and a goal from Anna Shikushe was enough to give Angus Ladies FC a 3-0 win over Commerce Nampula FC in the FNB Women's Super League at the NFA Technical Center on Saturday.
All right, Eliezer Amthitu, assistant coach of Angus.
Yes, coach, a very good victory for you guys, 3-0. Even without the head coach present, you guys managed to beat one of your hardest competitors or rivals. How was it?
I wouldn't say it was easy. We were already aware of what Nampo was going to come with. It's not new. If you look at all the games that we played against Nampo, it was never a thing of a victory. At the end of the day, it was always these draws. Obviously, for us, a draw, it means it's either it's a loss for us, because if you build on a momentum of trying to win, you wouldn't want to just stumble up and give away points. But if head coach is going through a bad period now. The team is away and everybody is away. I mean, the only way we can support him is to give him the 3 points, which was crucial. But I mean, we are together. It's just said that he lost his father.
All right, thank you so much.
In a thrilling display of athleticism and sportsmanship, Walvis Bay Private School and Pro-Ed Academy clashed on the field in a multidisciplinary inter-school competition hosted at the Narchi Sports Field. The event showcased a range of sports, including rugby, hockey, netball, and archery, providing a platform for promising athletes to exhibit their skills and determination. In the hockey arena, both WBPS and Pro-Ed Academy displayed skills and strategic play. However, the Under-19 match concluded with a draw with 3 points for both Pro-Ed and WBPS. However, Pro-Ed claimed a 3-1 victory in the Under-19 first-team match. Netball proved to be another fascinating spectacle, with players from both schools demonstrating impeccable teamwork and agility on the court. The ball flew back and forth as each team competed for control, but in the end, it was WBPS who emerged triumphant, showcasing their dominance in yet another fiercely contested match. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining Sunset News on Sunday evening. Do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website 102.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenn Rashipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.